get to deal with it because we're here, we're showing up, and that's really the most that matters. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about aligning to abundance, and I'm going to share my screen because I know that we learn auditorily, right? By hearing, by seeing, by feeling it. And that's how we get to explore around money so that we can change the way we think, plan, and interact around money. So are y'all ready to get started? All right, let's get this going. And we'll just start off with our slideshow.
You got muted, Rita.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so give me thumbs up that you can see the slides. All right, perfect. So aligning to abundance starts with, actually, I call them the 5 A's, and you're only seeing 3 because these 3 are the main components. So it's your awareness. It's acknowledging what's going on. It's being empowered by your attitude and aligning, shifting those actions to be aligned. And that equals abundance. And it just, and it feels like this, right? In front of a beautiful sunset. At the end of this, you're going to get to see a photo I actually got to take at the top of a 10,000-foot crater that looks very much like this. And it is so super empowering. We get to be empowered around money. And I want to share a little bit why I started to do this. So for me, you know what? I've actually always been curious about money. And by the way, I am going to talk fast. So get ready to take notes faster. And I want to give you everything I got. Mama Rita Money is known for being abundant, right? That's my Italian nature. And I'm going to give you all I got. But you get to know where I came from so that this way you understand we are all more alike than not alike when I talk to people around money. There are so many common threads. And I think most of us wanted to learn about it, but as young girls, we were told that it was either not for us or we weren't even talked to about it at all. And in reality, if that discussion isn't happening in our formative years, then later on, we think it's not possible for us. So for me, I had a great example. I'm going to say my parents were great examples by being role models around money, having dates together to meet and do their finances once a week. But when I asked questions around it, they were like, not your business, inappropriate discussions for young girls, or they'd be like, you know what, go play in the other room. So I don't know if that's happened to all of you. And then when I would ask teachers, the same thing. Although I did not let that discourage me. When I was 18, believe it or not, I thought so much about money in the future. I was a planner. I set up my first retirement account at 18. All of a sudden, fast forward 15 years, and in 2001, I was 33. And that account was half the amount. It had grown and went back. Why did it go backwards? I was blown away. So I went and asked my financial professional. You know what he said to me? Oh, sweetie, don't worry. The upside always comes back. And I thought to myself, 2 questions. 1, do you have a freaking crystal ball to tell me when it's going to come back? And when I retire, is it going to be there for me? And of course, he said, I can't answer that for you. Well, then we get to look at money in a really different perspective. And I thought, maybe that's not the way for me. And I started investing in real estate at age 21 and acquired a few properties only to lose half my assets in 2008, along with most of the Americans in this world. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do now? So I started rebuilding. And as I started researching, in 2011, I got hit with financial cancer. What does that mean? That means I had a major life health event, heart attack, cancer, stroke, something that happens to a lot of people. And there are a lot of things that can happen, accidents. I worked in the medical industry for 26 years before I realized financial health was one of the most important things to teach people. So I got cancer and I got to be a survivor, a thriver, and a driver to change the way we look at money. So that financial cancer means that my family and I, we had to, we gave up some of our income, not because we wanted to, but we didn't have a choice. Expenses were going up. I wasn't working. My husband was taking me to appointments. He wasn't working. And how many of us can live on a quarter of our income for a month, 2 months, 6 months? a year. And that's the reality. Half of Americans are losing their homes because of this. 63% of Americans are going into what I call medical bankruptcy, and 48% of businesses are losing their businesses. All due solely to medical related issues. This is a silent epidemic, and we get to be aware of it so that we can take care of it. So since no one was teaching or telling me, I started studying with wealth builders. Most people say, wait, why didn't you go back to regular school? Well, if I went back to regular college, and I'm not poo-pooing it, but the reality is if I learned the system the same way and expected different results, what is that the definition of? I'm sure this room all knows that's the definition of insanity. So I wasn't going to do that. And I went into these courses, invested in me and my education so I could teach my sons, so I could teach my family. And then I realized my family is really the world. It's you, and it's you as women in business, as professionals, because we have the most impact and influence. And when we get straight around our money, we statistically do better, and we help our families and our villages thrive together. So it all starts with a big, giant, audacious vision. And my vision, the overarching, is educating 1 million families about money in the next 5 years. And I can't do it alone. I need each one of you. I need it. If money is an issue and you want a movement to create shift and change around learning, this is it. And I'm going to step in. We're going to cut that bankruptcy rate in half due to medical related issues. We're going to cut divorces due to discord or disagreements around money. And it all starts with intentions. And this is what I teach. I'm going to do a big review for a lot of what I teach. And it's just transitioning and transforming to being financially secure, breaking through self-limiting behaviors, getting those tangible tips, learning the basics of wherever you are at so that you can level up to the next level, and creating vision for that leadership with all the resources you need. It all starts with our intentions. And the core basis, the anchor for our intentions, is our core values. And what you're looking at is a core value compass. Only 7% of Americans know what their core values are. And you know, it's the people that are the top wealthiest that know them best. So if they know it, shouldn't we know it? So there are simple exercises. You can even Google. There's books like a girlfriend of mine, Dr. Betty Uribe, wrote called #values. There's Dr. DeMartini. So we have these resources. You're looking at my core value compass. And at the center in that dial, you see a heart, because my main driver is love. Love is always at the center. At the top is wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge in action with integrity. So that if someone does not align with that, next, family, by the way, voi tutti sei mia famiglia. What that means is you are all my family. We all live in the same world together. We are one community. And when we start looking at it like that, we change everything. And then the left side on my heart side is my faith, because God is my leader. Whoever your leader is, your creator, your God, that's who you follow. And the bottom says wealth, and that is not a misspelling, because I learned when I got cancer that if you take out that H out of wealth, you take health away, you've got nothing, because you can't even be here for your family. So always remember the self-care and taking action. The next thing that we get to look at is I call it the money belief cycle, but it is a belief cycle. And I'm sure you've heard of many systems like this, and everybody has a little bit of a different take, but follow one of them. Just take an action step, because it does start with our beliefs, but we get to ask ourselves a question. Is it indoctrinated belief or formulated belief? Are you being told or sold something? Or are you asking quick questions and making the right decisions? Because that leads to our thoughts. And when we're empowered and we have empowered thoughts, we have empowered emotions. We are not reactionary. We are responsive. And then we take actions. We move forward, no matter how little the step may be, to stack those habits. Great book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And our habits build our character. And oh, has COVID shown us our own character as well as others. Have you realized how many people you are not aligned with? Because when you align with all these things, these are the drivers to that divine destiny of achieving your dreams. So these are some of the tips, right? We make mistakes with money, but when we understand them, or we get to move past them, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but what you get to do, and I will provide these to you after, always connect with me. There's always free resources. It depends how much time or money you have to invest in yourself in this. No matter how much or how little, start. Be sure to pay attention to it, right? Don't stay in bad jobs. Don't be bank of mom or bank of anybody. And if you're loaning money to friends, it's a gift. It's never a loan. So you get to let go. These are some of these things, and never undervalue your worth. You are a priceless daughter of an almighty king. So, what were the messages you heard about money growing up? Because really you formulated them from the ages of birth, even before, if family mama was arguing about money. Babies hear things in the womb. Were you getting mixed messages? Are you hearing I woulda, I shoulda? Are we shitting all over ourselves? There's really two things, and it happens all the time. That's self-critic. We get to just say, thank you so much. I appreciate that you're trying to protect me, but I need to take a new road right now. Right? It's really that simple. And it's a practice, and it may seem kind of silly, but I'm telling you, when you quiet those voices that we should be charging rent for, because if we did, we'd all be millionairesses in this room, or billionairesses, but we get to quiet them and neutralize them and say, it's okay. Because we get to control our attitude and our activity. Your words are your world. Whatever you speak comes into being. We are seeing it more and more now, right? Vision boards, speaking the words, affirmations, mantras. How many of us have mantras? How many of us have money mantras? Money comes to me easily, effortlessly, and abundantly from positive resources. I give praise to my God, honor myself, and share the abundance with my family. So think and have an attitude of the rich. Poor people think either or, rich people think both and. Rich people have their money work hard for them. Poor people work hard for their money. Poor people let fear stop them. Rich people act in spite of fear. Fear can be either, in the poor person's version, it's actually false evidence appearing real. And if you want to level up, it's face everything and rise. So poor people live in a world of limitations. Rich people live in a world of abundance. That's where you and I live. But it's the same physical world. It's just a perspective shift, a mind shift. So focus. When it comes to money, does your mind go to what's missing or what you have? Really quick. How many of you it's what's missing? Be real, true, and authentic, because when you do, you can shift it. As soon as you say it's going to what's missing, just gently, lovingly say to yourself, okay, I thought about what's missing, but what do I have? Right? And what do I have? Do you focus on the mistakes of the past or the possibilities of the future? And are you directing your focus or allowing it to direct you? These are empowering questions that you get to ask. And I talked about this actually already, the money mantra and the affirmations, and create time to visualize. Quiet space, be in quiet presence, whether it's with yourself or your God, to see that vision, to feel it, so that you can create ways to take charge of your money. Now, these are simple ways, and, never get a payday loan. I doubt that this is this group. For some people, it can be starting without saving 1 penny a day as a habit, cooking at home, not drinking bottled beverages, And this is mindful to the earth. It has more reciprocal positivity. Okay. And I'm going to go a little faster because I know I'm running close on time. Here, we're looking at is we're taking a 50,000-foot view of our money, and we're creating what's called a volatility shield. So we're stopping bleeding. We're stopping loss. If we could have saved all the money that we lost all these years, how much money would you have in your bank account right now? I saw this. For me, it would be millions, multi-millions, right? And that's okay. But we get to take a look at it now because money, most people know this is a teeter-totter. We get to keep balance. It's never perfect. And it's different for each person. It's different for their financial DNA, what I call financial DNA. Some people like to live life in that risk side, right? And that's okay. But how much? Some people say, I got to be safe. I can never lose a penny. It really makes me sick. I stress out. Well, what if there was a middle? We could wave a magic wand and grow our money, maybe not as much as the risk side, give up a little bit of it, to never lose our money, to have peace of mind, sustainability, stability, and security. It's all possible. We just get to look at it. We get to learn principles. Here are 3 principles of saving. One is saving, the habit of saving, $5 a day. That's accumulating your money. I love this picture of Einstein because he's playful and we get to have fun around money, because compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Most of my millionaire clients, they knew this at 5 years old, and it was talk at the breakfast table for their children, because they who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. And it's also known as the rule of 72. There's tax favored strategies. How many of you that live in America love your little favorite uncle called Uncle Sam? I'm probably seeing some heads just going, oh no. So you don't have to give him more than your fair share. And if you're in from a different region, a lot of these things still apply. We just get to look at them and see how it works, because there's phases to money. Planning, but before you plan, you got to have a criteria. And that criteria gets to be yours. And we call that an FPC, a financial positioning criteria of your financial positioning system to the plan. Then preserving what you grow and persevering, let it live beyond your years, right? You want to outlive your money, and you get to transform wherever you are, doing what I call the money accumulation pathway system. That is what wealthy people do. They have intentions. It's that vision. They set expectations for their mission. Aim for the moon, hit the stars, do the achievable. Contribution, how much skin in the game? Because if it's not you, then who? Connections, just like you're doing here today, and collaborations, because it really does take a village. We do not get to do this alone. And let's live by this wealth principle. If you are not fully, totally, and truly committed to creating wealth, chances are you won't. So make the commitment today, because a year from now, you don't want to have this same discussion, even if it's within yourself. Do what wealthy people do. Build the house on the right side. Protection first. Grow your money in a protected state, and then do accumulation. We are told, accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. And that's like having a leaky faucet on your bottom floor that then erodes the foundation. And before you even get to the protection, your house is toppling over. Learn what wealthy people know to do what wealthy people do. Because we all know or have heard of budgeting, spending, saving, credit, retirement. What about creating SMAN plans, tax-free savings, passive lifetime income streams, tax-free college savings, $1 million baby accounts? This is what is not a secret. We all get to know it. It's no secret to be wealthy. And you empower yourself with what I call the 5 financial superpowers: knowing the purpose of your money, protecting your financial household from health events like mine, persevere with your money, never lose it in the market, and preserve it so that you can access when you need it, guaranteed. And then you get to join the league of infinite possibility and prosper to abundance. Commit to design your financial future now. Start learning empowering questions. and dedicate that time for you and your money. It's like eating the elephant, but since I don't agree with eating elephants, it's more like feeding the baby. You and I are the babies. We don't give that whole baby food chart because we're going to look like a hot mess. We take one spoonful, give yourself one spoonful at a time. Because just like John F. Kennedy said, if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Learn to leverage what you got. Your attitude, your awareness, your actions, time, money, interest rates, most of all, your health. And be a champion in leadership of your money to flourish. It does take unwavering faith and leadership of money to break through the barriers and mind blocks that we have to achieve that financial independence so that you can flourish. And that's it. This is the crater that I was on top of that I got to take a beautiful picture of this person just going, yes, we're on top of the world. And when we're in leadership of our money, that's where you're at too. And I welcome any quick questions or any Q&A. I know that's a lot of, it's just an overview of where we get to dig deeper. I do have programs that are free. I have Wine Woman Wealth. We're going to start doing hybrid events. So you get to, no matter where you are, you can join us. I have my It's No Secret to Be Wealthy Money 101s, and you can go to Instagram to see all these. So there's free, and I have my Money Empowerment Mastery for people who are ready to get serious and they're done living in regret, doubt, shame, angst, and worry. And they want to have joy, fun, and flourish. And so for this group, Francine, I am giving a special because this year is the last time I'm going to be charging $5,000 for a 6-month coaching course. For the group, you're going to get 50% off. And you can just schedule in my Instagram link, a Calendly 30-minute consultation to see if it's right for you with no pressure, no sales, to see if it's a right fit. And I wanted to say thank you for all of you showing up, because the fact that you showed up shows that you're already taking those major steps into the right directions to not only